Dan came to Pastor Toby and I a few weeks ago, and he has a real passion for the Bible and for learning about God's Word, and he really wanted to start kind of a new ministry opportunity for us. So we said, you know what, let's see how it goes and see how this affects people, who's interested, and see if we can get something going. So I just had a couple questions that we wanted to ask. One is Dan, can you just share briefly about how learning about the Bible, discovering more, how that has impacted your life this past year?
All right, I'd like to share that with everyone. I have a question for you. Have you ever found reading the Bible to be incredibly boring or confusing?
Yeah.
In all honesty, a lot of people find the Bible very boring. Have you ever read another book like John Grisham or Tom Clancy that's very interesting? And why is that? I have something to tell you that you may have never heard before, and that's that Jesus is talking sometimes to be confusing on purpose. And I'm going to use Toby's assigned reading from last week, Luke 8, to make my point. So he talks about spreading the seed in a parable, and then the guys around him, who are the apostles, are like, can you explain what that means? He says, you guys are cool. You're meant to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, so sure, I'll explain it to you. I fulfilled a prophecy that said, I'm talking to them, but they won't hear what I'm saying. What he's saying is, I'm confusing them on purpose because they're not serious enough about the religion for me to give them the truth. So if you're at a pool reading John Grisham and a 5-year-old comes up to you and says, what just happened in the last 60 pages? You could tell them what happened. But if you were reading the book of Jeremiah and a 5-year-old came up and said, what just happened in those last 60 pages? I listened to it and I had no idea even remotely what was going on. I mean, I couldn't even give a description of half of it. So there's a psalm that says, Proverbs 25:2, it's the glory of God to conceal a matter, and it's a king's glory to search it out. In Jeremiah 29:13, he says, if you look for me wholeheartedly, you will find me, which implies that if you don't look for him wholeheartedly, you won't find him. It also implies that it's difficult work to find him. You have to work wholeheartedly. So what Phil and I and Toby have been talking about was how hard it is to understand the Bible and how it can seem like gibberish sometimes. So we were talking about watching the Bible Project for 5 minutes after every service, because the Bible Project gives you a really cool illustration, and for 5 minutes it says, this is what Genesis is about. This is what Exodus is about. And when you have that 5-minute base understanding, then when you listen to it, it makes a lot more sense. So before I hand the mic back to Phil, I want to challenge everyone here to listen to the Bible for 15 minutes every morning and every evening. And this comes from Joshua 1:8 that says, Joshua 1:8 says, study this book of instruction continually, meditate on it day and night. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all you do. So 20 years ago, people had an excuse to be lazy and not read the Bible. But today, you all have it for free on your iPhone. So when you're driving, you just listen for 5 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the morning, and 15 minutes at night. And I want to leave you with this thought that car time is Bible time. And I look forward to seeing everyone today after service for the Bible Project.
Thanks, Dan. So I want to just clarify